Welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, my name is Adeline and I'm the creator of NotSoBasic.Life, where I inspire and help millennials to create a life of their dreams on their own terms. Today's video is more of a wrap up of my Shanghai trip, what I think about it and what are the challenges, and also whether it is a suitable place for digital nomads. To give a bit background, the last time I was here in Shanghai, I was probably 18 or 19. And I was here with my family and we're here on a trip. So I haven't been back to China since China has went through this like massive transformation in the past 10 years. So everything here was very new and I did have a little bit of culture shock the first couple of days. And I know culture shock is probably not the right word because I am Chinese and I can actually understand, speak and write in that language. Long story short, I want to come back to Hong Kong and China after my trip to Cosmoprof last year, and I decided to book it when I was in Bali, and here I am in Shanghai. So as you may know from my planning video, I don't really plan much on where and what I want to see. I don't know, I tried to put together like an itinerary, but I just kind of got bored after a while, and I think it partially because this is more of like a work and discovery trip for me, so I've decided to just wing it. As I mentioned earlier, it was quite a shock for me for the first few days, so I will insert the two separate clips here. I'm starting to I wouldn't say fall in love like I did with Hong Kong. I'm really starting to like this city, and the technology here is really next level. It really does put Australia back to the Stone Age. I'll see if I'm able to put these little clip here on the different technologies that I personally get to use while I was here. You may already know a lot of the Chinese citizens don't carry cash anymore. They pretty much pay every transaction with WeChat and Alipay. They're only foreigners like us who pay in cash. I'm going to talk about the app that I have from the co-working space that I was at. I literally have an app where you can unlock the entrance door and the toilet door. Seriously, how amazing is that? And also their little parcel collection system at my co-working space. So you don't even need the postman to, you know, drop a card off or whatever. They literally put it into this like a locker with the code. You can collect it whenever you want, go key in the number, collect it for free. No PO box bullshit. No postman dropping postcard into your mailbox and you have to collect it 2 days later. So those are the couple of things that I thought was a bit fascinating. And number two is the social media landscape. So obviously one of the main reasons that I'm here in China is to better understand how the social media landscape here works, because it is part of what I do. So I work in marketing and social media, and China market is something that I have been very interested in, and also something that I really want to dip my toes in the next year or so, mainly because I can read and write the language. I think that it's an opportunity that I should really go for. I was very grateful to be able to meet quite a few locals and pick their brains and understand how they use social media. So the way they consume social media is very different, and I think that influencer marketing here is also very different from the Australian landscape or the Western landscape all in all. I think this is probably a separate video on its own because I can go on and on. There was another interesting thing that I learned. WeChat is the life, so this is quite a funny story. I think I got picked up, but the first thing the guy came up to me wasn't, "What's your name? How's it going?" He came up to me and go, "Can I scan your WeChat?" And I was like, "What?" So he scanned my WeChat and he's like, "Oh, you know, this is my name. What are you doing?" So that's how you pick up here. You scan the QR code before you initiate conversations. So I thought that was quite interesting. So futuristic. I know I was really bummed about my DD account not working, and the next day after that, I literally spent the whole morning trying to re-enter my credit cards to get it work. I gave up and started taking the metro, and I haven't looked back since. The metro here is amazing. It comes so frequently that I got off the wrong stop, went back down, there's another train waiting for me, and they're pretty cheap. So trips within the Shanghai city, it's 3 yuan, so that is about 60 cents Australian dollars per trip, which is dirt cheap. Even if you were to catch the cab or DD, which is the Uber equivalent, it is about 15 to 16 yuan, which is about $3 to $4. Very cheap. moral of the story is public transport in Shanghai is amazing, and the people are actually really nice. I don't know why I get the preconception from, but people here are generally really nice. The only thing that really puts me off is the spitting. Would walk down the street and literally people just like out of nowhere. So that still grosses me out, but I think that it is just part of the Chinese charm. And I know that squat toilet is probably a huge concern for a lot of people. I grew up with squat toilets, so it doesn't really concern me, and to be honest, I've not encountered a squat toilet until today. So I think unless you're visiting like the really touristy scenic places, otherwise you should be good with a toilet. I think those are what I can think of Shanghai right now. And in terms of business, work and productivity, so I haven't been as productive as I would like. That means that in terms of producing tangible work, but I did have a lot of thinking time and really working out what I want to do and where I want to take your Digital Ninja, which is my digital marketing business, and also Not So Basic Life. I suppose that's a good thing, and I think many of us tend to neglect the importance of thinking time. You know, I do sometimes feel guilty that I spend too much time thinking when I could be writing a new Instagram post, creating a new blog post, or, you know, doing something. One of the message just stood out a lot during this trip, whether it's from podcasts, from books, or from videos that I've watched, is we need to stop focusing so much on doing and focus more on being. So being in the moment, being who you are, and being mindful of everything that's surrounding you. So that's something that I've practice. I think I do have a better understanding of what kind of lifestyle I prefer. I post up on Instagram that I kind of decide if I'm more of an island girl or a city girl. I probably would get island fever if I stay in an island for too long. So I think my vision would be is to spend most of my time in an island, whether it's Sydney, which is where I'm based, Bali, do the creative work, and work with businesses in cities like Hong Kong and Shanghai, where I'm able to go there from time to time for meetings, business and work. So that's the idea of that. It's a really interesting experience. This is the first time where I truly am solo traveling into the world of unknowns. I mean, it is scary even though I understand the language, but sometimes you just gotta get out of your comfort zone, and the discomfort would go, and once you've done it once, next time just gets easier. So some of the things that I wasn't happy or stuff that I complain about wasn't like a big thing, but it is for me, because having grown up in a conservative Asian household, I think I am quite sheltered and well protected in many sense. So even like getting lost the other day, my parents were like, "Are you okay? You shouldn't go out so late." But China is probably safer than Australia. Little things like that, I think they are a result of my upbringing, where I'm more risk adverse, where I'm so used to travel with a plan, knowing exactly what I do. And I suppose that sometimes defeats the purpose of exploring an adventure. At the end of the day, it's not something that I can teach myself, and there's never enough books that I can read to be more adventurous, to push myself out of my comfort zone more often, to try new things. It all comes from doing. For any one of you guys who have been thinking of whatever it is that you have on your wish list, just do it and dream for the stars, but your next step doesn't have to be big. Take baby steps, trust your timing, and just do it. And lastly, so I was really freaking out about the VPN here because, obviously I run my business on all the websites and software that are blocked by the Great Firewall. After doing several research on the internet, I finally decided to sign up to a VPN subscription because I thought that, it's worth paying the money, and it most certainly is. Got myself a local SIM card, and I have no problem with internet or just, looking for stuff at all. The only thing that I should have probably paid more attention to is the payment system. I mean, you can get around quite easily with cash, but there's certain services that would make my life more convenient had I have a local Alipay or WeChat account. So in my future trips, that's definitely going to be something that I'll look into. Hope you enjoy this video. There's a lot of talking, not so much scenery, but I do enjoy sharing this kind of chit-chatty videos, because I try to document and share this journey with you guys as much as possible. Hopefully that it would inspire you to take your next action. The whole location independent life is great, and I'm grateful to be able to do that. Not full-time yet, but it comes with challenges, and also obviously there's downsides in every decision that you make. So I want to showcase all the ups and downs. When you make a decision or when you're facing a certain kind of challenge or roadblock, know that you're not alone, and it's probably something that you have to go through, be able to grow and move forward to the next chapter of your adventure. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up because it really helps support my channel. If you have any other questions about building a business online, location independent, being a digital nomad, anything at all, leave them in the comments below or drop me an email, and I'll catch you in my next video.